So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. We all know AI is everywhere. For some people, AI is going to take our job, and for others, it is going to defeat human race, right? For some people, it is just a magical box. We could give it input, and it gives us amazing output, right? And I was reading somewhere that pretty recently that AI is also girlfriend or boyfriend for many. If that is the case, if AI is this much interesting, if AI is this much powerful and mysterious, don't you think that we should learn about it? We should understand what exactly artificial intelligence is. And this is the whole soul agenda of today's webinar. We will be talking about machine learning, which is the first step if you want to learn artificial intelligence, believe me, right? So if you know me, if you have attended some of my sessions, I always talk the concepts from the point of view of some characters, right? And right now, we have Anjali and Rahul. I would like to introduce them to you so that it is going to be interesting conversation because people say machine learning is a boring subject. Believe me, it is one of the most interesting things I have ever learned. Right. So we will be discussing on an interesting problem. The problem is going to be employee salary versus the number of years of experience, right? And then I'm going to showcase you that how humans are going to solve this problem. Okay. If you do not know the problem, that is perfectly fine because I haven't introduced it. So do not worry. I will let you know how humans are going to solve this problem. Then we will be talking about how machine can learn and solve the same problem, which is just did by human. Okay. What is the solution and the finding the best W&B and the machine learning algorithm? What is this W&B? Do not worry about it. I'm here for you. Okay. So these are just the terms for you, but when we go deeply into the problem, you will understand the meaning of W and B. Then we are going to talk about what is the difference between machine learning, deep learning, and AI as a whole. And finally, although machine learning is everywhere, AI is everywhere, so it is our duty to learn it. But why should a network engineer learn machine learning, right? Because I think out of many people here, some are network engineers also, or many are network engineers. So we will connect the dot that why a network engineer should learn machine learning, right? And what are the different resources through which you can learn? This is going to be the next agenda, right? So overall, if you give me your next 1 hour and 10 minutes, right? Although it's a huge ask, but if you give me your next 1 hour, 10 minutes with complete attention, concentration, believe me, these concepts are going to be with you for long, long time, right? And if you can't concentrate for 1 hour and 10 minutes, then it's high time to order a coffee or to ask for a coffee or tea. So let's move to the first board where I would like to introduce our characters. And here we have our characters. So we have Anjali and we have Rahul. So if I give a brief introduction about them, I think you know already the name if you have watched some of the Hindi movies. So this character is Rahul. She is Anjali. Actually, both are network engineers, but with different abilities. If you ask me about Rahul, Rahul is somebody who like to research more, right? And he's very good with respect to research. If you give him any topic, he will do a research on that and give you some nice articles, nice things about the topic. If we talk about Anjali, Anjali is actually our mathematics champion. She knows maths very well. You can say she is a mathematics wizard, right? And interestingly, both wants to work toward their learning on machine learning or basically AI as a whole. So that's why Rahul is doing a lot and lot of research. And whenever he gets stuck, because I'll tell you that when you go deeper into machine learning, we will encounter some of the mathematics. And believe me, we have done the mathematics in our school days, 11th and 12th. But when I deep dive into machine learning, then I came to know what mathematics is. We were actually solving the question in our 11th or 12th days, but now we would like to taste what real mathematics is. And if you compare solving questions of mathematics with what exactly mathematics is, mathematics is going to be very, very easy, right? And do not worry, Anjali is with us. She knows mathematics. So whenever Rahul is going to be stuck somewhere, we will ask for Anjali help. Okay. So these are the two characters which are going to be with us with this journey because they are just like us. They do not know anything about machine learning and they are going to do research with us. Having said that, Let's move to the next board where Rahul is working on an interesting problem. So while he is researching to learn machine learning, he encountered an interesting problem. So he has one simple table, right? And what exactly this table has, this table comprised of two columns. So basically this is column number one, number of years, and this is column number two, which is salary. The meaning is Rahul is having some data, right? So if I give you this table, you can easily understand what is the meaning of this table, right? The meaning is if somebody or some employee is having only 0 years of experience, right? His or her salary is going to be 4. What is the meaning of 4? Maybe if we are in India, I can say that that this number is lakhs, right? So by the way, for all of you, 1 lakh in India meaning 5 zeros after 1. It is not 1 million, by the way, right? Because 1 million has 6 zeros. So overall, what I want to say is Rahul has a table, right? In this table, he has some records, some data, number of years and salary. So if I ask you, anybody, the 100 people, more than 100 people who are sitting here, right? If I ask you, you are going to easily calculate that if an employee is having 2 years of experience, his salary or his annual CTC, cost to company, is going to be 8 lakhs per year. As simple as that, right? If I may ask for 3 years, it is going to be 10. So now Rahul is also good with little bit programming. He knows Python, right? And do not worry about if you do not know Python mathematics, that is perfectly fine, right? But what Rahul is doing here, Rahul has one computer, this machine, okay? What Rahul is doing, Rahul has given this table to the machine. Just like you can have this table, computers can also have this table, and computer can also read these table, right? And then, but what is the process of doing that? You just need to write a small program, maybe in Python, maybe in C, C++. But if you do not know it, that is perfectly fine. So through any way, Rahul has just given this table to this computer, and he wrote a single program. And this program, what exactly it does? If you ask, if you give him the number of years of experience or number of years of experience of that employee, it is going to tell what exactly the salary is. And you must be thinking, this is not a big deal, Mr. Vishnu. This is very easy because if this computer knows this table, he can easily tell us the salary. So if I ask this computer, that Mr. Computer or Mr. Machine, can you tell us the salary of an employee who is having 3 years of experience? Then it is going to reply, yeah, it is very easy. The salary is going to be 10 lakhs per annum, right? But here is the problem. What if I ask this computer, what is the salary of a person or an employee who is having 5 years of experience? And that is where this computer is going to cry. This will say, I do not find any data for it. For 5 year person, I do not know what is the salary because you did not tell me. You didn't inform me. This data is not in the table, right? But if I may ask you, or maybe if Rahul is working on this problem, then Rahul can easily predict that he will know the trend that, for example, for 0 years it is 4, for 1 year it's 6, 2 years it's 8. He can easily predict it, right? But the same thing machines cannot do because humans are very good in seeing the patterns, right? But at this point, at this situation, if we do not know machine learning at all, this is the case. We used to write program, we give the program to computers. Computers can tell us what exactly the salary of a particular employee with some years of experience, but they can tell only if we have that data, otherwise not. So what I'm going to do in the next board is will try to solve it, right? Rahul will be trying to solve it now. So here you can see we have Mr. Rahul, he's thinking aloud, and the topic is, can humans solve this problem? If we give this table to you, right, how Rahul is going to predict the salary of somebody who is not in this table? Means we all know that this table contains only just 4 rows, means 4 rows of data. They don't, even if I ask the basically what's the salary of 1.5 year, you won't be able to predict it, right? But now Rahul is actually working on this problem. Leave this machine aside for a while, right? Because this machine cannot do anything because this machine doesn't have this data. But see the power of human here. Human can definitely solve it. Rahul is trying to predict a pattern here, right? And he just found the pattern. He's saying that we can calculate the salary, right? If I multiply the number of years by 2, means 2 into number of years, and adding 4 to it, right? It is just looking like a formula, but actually it is a pattern, right? So suppose if I want to calculate, this is what Rahul has calculated in his mind, and it's very interesting thing, by the way, right? So here we want to know the salary from number of years, and these two numbers, interesting looking numbers 2 and 4, is calculated by Rahul in his own mind. And how? First of all, let's see whether this formula of Mr. Rahul is correct or not. And believe me, if I give you this problem and you think about it for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or some guys for 1 minute only, you can come across this simple formula. Rahul is just multiplying the number of years and adding 4. So suppose this number of years is 0, what is going to be the salary? If the number of years are 0, if you multiply 2 with 0 and add 4 into it, it is going to give me the number 4, which is absolutely correct if you see here, right? If the number of years of experience is 1, and if you multiply it with 2 and adding it 4, then it is going to give me 6. Absolutely correct, right? Number of years of experience is 1, right? And the salary is going to be 6. If we say that number of years of experience is 2, and if you multiply it by 2 and adding it 4, it is going to give me 8. Similarly, the 10. Rahul has predicted this formula, right? And moreover, if you see, these two numbers are going to be very important, this 2 and this 4. Because when I'm multiplying this 2 with number of years and adding 4 to it, it is giving me the salary, right? These two numbers are going to be very crucial to understand machine learning at a deeper level. If Rahul has predicted these numbers wrong, suppose Rahul says that the salary is equal to 3 into number of years plus 4, this is going to be wrong. Maybe it will be true for the first year or the 0th year. If you put 0 here, then the salary is going to be 4. This row is correct. But if I say, suppose for number of years, maybe if I put 3, then 3 into 3 is equal plus 4, it is going to give me 9 plus 4, which is 13. But the actual salary is 10 lakhs. Right? So these two numbers, 2 and 4, which Mr. Rahul has predicted, it's very crucial. But I am 100% sure if I give you the same problem, if I give you some time, depending on your abilities, and I'm not saying somebody is, but I 100% know that some guys are pretty quick in finding the patterns. Sometimes some guys are slow. That is perfectly fine. But if I give you this problem and if I give you 10 minutes of time to anybody, you'll come across it that yes, these are the two numbers which are exactly fitting this data. Very interesting. So now, where is our character Anjali? What exactly she is doing? Because we have given the same problem to Rahul and Anjali. Anjali is very good with respect to mathematics. So her thinking approach is a little bit different. And I would like to showcase you what Anjali is thinking to solve this problem and see what she is doing here. Because she is having a mathematics background, she has taken a totally different approach. But believe me, this is very simple again, right? So what Anjali is doing is, Anjali has created a graph, and you must be thinking, Mr. Vishnu, graph, where exactly it has come into picture, right? If you remember your school days, you used to work on that green color graph, right? You drew some lines, some patterns, some points there. And that is what Anjali is also doing. If you have fearful memory of the graph, or basically solving such problems using the graph, do not worry. It is very simple. And I will prove it to you. So what Anjali is doing, Anjali is having a graph. And by the way, this point of graph is known as x-axis, and this is y-axis, right? If you do not know about it, that is perfectly fine. Just remember, this is x, this is y. So simple. And on x-axis, Anjali is writing years of experience, right? And then here, salary in lakhs, as simple as that. Okay, so she is just pointing through these red dots here. Okay, so we have 4 points of data. For example, we know that for 0 number of years of experience guy, right, the salary was 4. So this point denotes 0 4. What is the meaning of the 0? 0 is the number of years of experience. And what is the 4? 4 means 4 lakhs, as simple as that. And if we talk about this point is basically from here, which is representing 1, means number of years is 1. And if I just do on y-axis, if I see this, it is going to give me 6. And this is absolutely correct. This is absolutely correct from the formula of Mr. Rahul also. Rahul said that the salary is equal to number of years of experience, right? Which he says 2 into years plus 4, right? If I say 2 into 1 plus 4 is equal to 6, and this is what Anjali is drawing. And if I now say what is this number, you can easily predict, or you can easily calculate this is 2 8. What is the meaning? For 2 years employee, basically he's going to get 8 lakhs per annum. And similarly here also 3 and 10. You all know about it, right? Anjali is plotting these points on the graph, right? Now, suppose in the previous example, if I ask, because now Rahul has calculated this formula, right, or the pattern, he was able to predict this pattern, right? If I ask, what is the salary of a person who is having 1.5 years of experience, right? You can easily calculate it with this formula. You can say salary is equal to 2 into 1.5 plus 4, which is going to give you 3 plus 4 is equal to 7, right? And by the way, 1.5 years was never in the table. If you would have asked the same thing from the machine would say, no, it is not in the table, but Rahul could say. But with this solution, believe me, Anjali can say the same thing. Anjali say that I have also predicted the pattern in it, right? And Anjali has predicted that if you draw a line which is passing through, straight line by the way, which is passing through these points, right? Sorry. Then this line is actually my pattern. And if you want to know, if you want to understand what is the salary at 1.5, you just need to draw this point. 1.5 is going to be here, right? And you just check what is its salary on the y-axis. It is going to give you 7. Anjali is also giving the same result, 1.57, which we have calculated from the Rahul's formula, right? See, two humans. Because Anjali know mathematics, Anjali is doing little bit different thing. Rahul was also correct in predicting the same thing. It means that what we can say, Rahul and Anjali just came on the same conclusion, same solution. Let's discuss about it more, right, in the next board. So by the way, if you have any doubt, any question, right, you can just raise your hand and it is my duty to come to you and explain or answer your question. Okay, so I think we are pretty good till now, right? And I am happy to see that more than 100 people are here. Now, if you see here, both Anjali and Rahul are absolutely proud on their solution. Rahul is saying, this was my solution. Salary is equal to 2 into years plus 4. And Anjali is saying, this is my solution. And believe me, these two solutions are same, right? You must be thinking, Mr. Vishnu, are you going to say that whatever Mr. Rahul has written just here is the same thing what Miss Anjali has drawn here? It means that this formula is representing this line. Believe me, this is exactly what I want to say. And I will be proving you in further classes also that the formula, right, or this expression which Mr. Rahul calculated, this pattern which Rahul has predicted is exactly same thing what Anjali did. Right? So we all know now human can definitely solve it. There is no doubt about it. If you give them a pattern, and by the way, right now I am just discussing very simple example, but do not worry. If we learn the foundations, fundamentals, we are going to put the same fundamentals in complex problems. For example, right now you are seeing all these points are making a straight line. But in real life, it is not going to happen, right? Does it mean we need to find a curved line? Believe me, we will be doing that in deep learning portion. But right now we are just doing machine learning. And in machine learning, it can be the case that these points are not on the straight line. What we are going to do then? But that we will be discussing in our course classes. So basically, I just want to tell you that I will be making a course, right, of live classes. There are going to be 12 classes in that course where we are going to discuss every nitty gritty of machine learning. Not everything we can learn in 12 classes, but those foundations, fundamentals are going to be there. So overall, here, if you see, we have Anjali and Rahul, both have found a beautiful solution, and believe me, both are going to be same. Now I would like to tell you the same thing with another example, right? And here is the example. Again, we have one table with us, right? Here's a table, and now the scenario is different. Now we have size of house, and from the size of house we have, and for a particular size of house we have price in lakhs also, right? So this is my house, and it depends how much bigger this house is. If it is really big, it is going to be costly. If it is a little bit small, then price is going to reduce at a certain rate. What is the meaning? The meaning is, if I have written 1 here, the meaning is 1000 square feet. By the way, if you are from northern part of India, there basically we measure everything in yard. So 900 yard uh, is approximately equal to 1000 square feet. Okay, just if you are curious to understand this. So overall, if I say we have size in square feet and we have price in lakhs, it means that if I have written here 1, the meaning is 1000 square feet house cost 40 lakhs. 1500 square feet house cost 55 lakhs. 2000 square feet house costs 70 lakhs, and then 2.5 85. If I give this table, of course machine can tell me whatever is there in the table. And now I have given the same problem to Mr. Rahul and Anjali. And right now Rahul is busy in finding that sweet values, right, which he has spotted for employees. He's working on it. He knows that it is going to be something like this, that price is going to be size. I have to multiply it with something, and then I need to add something to it. But he's not able to predict it because now the problem is a little bit more complex. But Anjali's formula or Anjali's method was absolutely spot on. What she is doing, she is having x-axis. On x-axis, she is having the size. On y-axis, she is having the price in lakhs. And she is just plotting the point. I have showcased these points with the plus symbol, right? Very easy. So what is this? This is basically 1000 square feet house in 40 lakhs. Here it is, you can say 1.5 square feet house in 55 lakhs. And you must be wondering, Mr. Vishnu, where are you? Right? If you are in Bangalore, we cannot find this much cheap houses. Nobody is going to give me 2000 square feet house in 70 lakhs. Believe me, I expect that the rate should be this much. But Bangalore, Delhi, it's quite costly, right? It's very costly, you can say. So now overall, if I tell you, Anjali has a specific pattern. Anjali knows how to solve this problem. She's just taking this problem, just creating the graph. And now, if you want to know what is the price of this 2.2 or 2200 square feet house, you can just match this and you can come across maybe around 75, 76 lakhs. Rahul is still thinking. It doesn't mean that he cannot find the pattern. And eventually, Rahul has also find the pattern. Rahul is saying that if I multiply size with 30 and add 10 to it, this is exactly the formula, right? If you don't believe, just calculate. For example, if I say size is 2, right, and I multiply it with 30 and add 10 to it, it is going to give me 70, which is exactly this one, right? If size is 2.5, I will add 10 to it. It is going to give me 85. As simple as that. This is the price. So Rahul has also predicted pattern. And now what Rahul has to do is Rahul will be giving this pattern to the machine, and machine or Rahul or Anjali can all predict the same thing. For example, now if you want to calculate what is the price of something which is 3000 square feet, means this value is going to be 3. What I'm going to do, 30 into 3 plus 10. It is going to be 90 plus 10 means 100 lakhs, which is going to be 1 crore in Indian rupees. I think we are all good with respect to this, right? So why I am focusing more on these simple examples? Because the concepts, the fundamentals, believe me, lies right there. If you get it, you are going to be very good with respect to foundations, fundamentals of machine learning, right? So now let's move to the next board to see what we have there. So now we all know for sure that we can give these formulas to machine, which are predicted by Mr. Rahul and Anjali. This is for employee and salary, and this is for price and size of the house, right? We can give this formula to this machine, and now machine can also tell me something which is not in this table, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this formula to this machine, and I will ask, what is the salary of an employee which is having 4 years of experience? Now this machine is not going to cry. It is not going to say that the data is not in the table. Now it has the formula to calculate it, because salary is going to be 2 into number of years plus 4. It is going to give us 2 into 4 plus 4, which is going to be approximately or exactly 12 lakhs, right? Similarly, I can give this equation or the formula to the machine, and it can start predicting or it can start maintaining whatever is not there in this table itself. But still, guys, do you think that machine has think in this case, or machine just did the thinking? No, absolutely not. Because the thinking part of calculating this formula was done by Anjali, was done by Rahul. This is the crucial thing which was done by Anjali and Rahul, right? These numbers, these number 30 and 10 was the crucial thing to predict, right? And this was done by Rahul. This was done by Anjali. We are just feeding this formula to the machine, and machine is just calculating the number. It means that still we are not talking about machine learning. But we are absolutely sure that if you give us a problem like this, we human can definitely solve it, because we are good in predicting, right? We can good in drawing the lines, and we are good with respect to predicting these numbers 2, 4, 30, and 10, right? The real thing can happen if this machine can do the same. And that is what exactly Anjali is thinking, right? So by the way, the approach or the sequence which we are moving, this is the exact sequence which was happening in the mind of some of the great computer scientists in the era of 1950s, 1960s, right? And then they came to know about this concept which is known as machine learning. Now, after calculating those formula, right, Anjali is thinking more. Anjali is thinking right here that it is okay, right? We are humans. We can definitely calculate this formula for sure, right? And I would like to introduce now some of the things to you. See, Anjali has drawn salary on y-axis and number of years of experience on x-axis. So basically, Anjali, what is doing? Anjali is replacing salary with y and number of years with x. We can do that, right? Do not worry about these y's and x are so simple, because this salary can be the house price, years can be the size of the plot, right, or the size of the house. We can't always depend on these real life things, right? Sales price, and we have to generalize it. That is why we are replacing salary with y and year with x. In case of house example, what is going to be this x? This x is going to be the size of the house. And what is going to be the y? Y will be the price of the house. As simple as that, right? So if you write this, or if you write y is equal to 2 into x plus 4, it is the same thing, because salary is represented by y now, and number of years are represented by x. So mostly in mathematics, you are going to see this. But from where it is coming, I think you all know now. It is very, very simple, right? The whole sole point now Anjali is thinking is that I have given the solution. I have thought this solution. I have thought this equation, right? Similarly, Rahul was able to predict this pattern, right? If without giving this pattern, can this machine know, or can this machine come to this equation? And by the way, this equation has two important things. This equation has two numbers in it. This number 2, this number 4, which was very, very important. In case of employee salary, we have this number 2 and 4. In case of price, we have this number as 30 and 10. So it is all about predicting these two numbers, 30 and 10 in case of house, and in case of salary 2 and 4. If we can do that, if machine can predict it, believe me, we do not need to feed this formula to machine. Machine can calculate this, but how? And this is the whole soul confusion of Miss Anjali. This was the whole soul confusion of the people who were doing research in this field in 1950s and 1960s. It has a very, very interesting story, believe me, right? It's already 35 minutes, right? If you guys have any doubt, any questions, please let me know. Believe me, when this webinar is closed, you will understand, instead of this formula calculated by Rahul or Anjali, how machines are going to do it. It will be really, really interesting. And then we will see how we can use this ability, this capability of machine to predict this formula, to predict the pattern, right, into our daily life, into our work. If you're a network engineer, believe me, most of the Cisco products now or in future are going to use machine learning, eventually the deep learning also. Having said that, let's talk about, okay, before that, just little bit, and by the way, this seminar is not over because Anjali is still thinking how machines are going to solve, how machines are going to think, and we will be talking about it. But in middle, I thought to tell you that I am coming up with this course, right? Machine learning course. It is going to have 12 live classes where we will be talking foundations, fundamentals, right? And why you should register for this course. Number one, if you are a network engineer, with this course, you are going to get Python for network engineer, which is worth of rupees 400 and or approximately 5,000. It is absolutely free with this course. If you do not like this course, even in the 12th class, you can come and say, Mr. Vishnu, I do not like your course. Can you please refund? And without any question, I will just ask that how I can improve, right? That is it. As you know that there are going to be 12 live classes for 1 hour. If you book it today, if you register today, it is going to be 25% discount, right? So this course fee is 4,000 rupees. If you do it now, if you do it today, it is going to be 2,999. And why? The big reason is because every company is saying that we need AI people. And first step to learn AI is machine learning. If a network engineer, if a doctor, if in any profession, along with your profession, right? And I am absolutely sure, 100% sure that you're very good in your profession. You know networking, you know, if you are from medical background, you know medical, right? But if you learn with that profession, along with that profession, if you have understanding of machine learning, believe me, you can do wonders. Because companies nowadays are asking machine learning as a special skill along with whatever the skills you have. If you have that, you're going to be irreplaceable. As simple as that, right? So these are the four things which you are going to get. By the way, that the price of this course is 4,000 rupees, but today it is available in 25% discount, means only 3,000 rupees. And if you do not meet, this course doesn't meet your expectation, you can ask for the return, right? Refund. And you are getting the course worth of 5,000 rupees for 1 year, which is basically network engineer for Python for network engineer. So it's a no-brainer. So what exactly this QR code is, if you scan this QR code, it is going to take you to my website where you can go and register. Okay. So sorry for advertising my course, but I really wanted to do it. But now let's go back to Mr. Rajsekharan. I will be coming to you. Don't worry, Mr. Prakash. So let's go back to our problem where Anjali was thinking how machine is going to solve this problem, how machine will predict these patterns, right? You all know that these are the two things which we just discussed till now, right? One thing is salary, right? This is employee salary formula, which we predicted. And this is the formula for the house price. You all know it. Now my whole sole purpose is, now Anjali's whole sole purpose is how machine can come to this formula. As simple as that. But before that, we need to understand few basic things about the line and how we can move the line. And you must be thinking, Mr. Vishnu, what is the point? You remember Anjali has drawn this graph, right? Where we have number of years here and salary here. You all know that, right? Don't worry, I will be sharing the agenda and everything. But first, be curious. Just try to understand how Anjali will make that machine learn. And if you want to make that machine learn, you need to understand some of the concepts. I'm not going to include any mathematical thing, just on a very high level, but it is going to blow your mind, right? Another 20 minutes of complete attention, please. Another 20 minutes, right? So what magic is happening here? See, Anjali has drawn this graph where we have salary and where we have years, number of years. And Anjali is saying that if you draw a straight line, this straight line is going to represent your solution. For example, if you want to know the salary of 1.5, just you need to you just need to draw two lines. This is your x-axis, and if you just combine with on the y-axis, the point which you are getting, it is going to be your salary. It is very, very simple. We all know that, right? It means that Anjali is saying this line is actually your solution. Interesting, right? It means that if we want machine to predict this solution, machine has to draw this line, right? Very, very interesting. And how this line can be represented, because this was the solution given by Rahul, right? And when we replace salary with y and years with x, it is going to give me this formula. Y is equal to 2x plus 4, right? Believe me, this is the formula for this line. If you do not know about it, that is perfectly fine. We can discuss in great detail in the course itself. But for now, because you know that this was predicted by Rahul, line was predicted by Anjali, and we say that both things are same because both are giving me the same thing, right? Same solution for the values which you do not know. If that is the case, these two numbers are going to be very, very important for us. 2 and 4. Remember, in case of house, this number becomes 30 and 10 because you were multiplying 30 with x and adding 4. And these has some specific meaning with respect to this line, right? Now consider we have a machine, right? And we ask machine that here is the data, here is the table. Can you predict the same thing? Can you come across the same formula which Rahul did, which Anjali did? And this machine is saying, okay, I can try. But interestingly, this machine come with this line, or maybe this line. This was the solution of machine. Interesting. Why machine couldn't come into this formula? Because there could be any values here. For example, if we replace y is equal to this number, can be anything, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even this number can be in points. This number can be anything. This number can be anything, right? So I am replacing this number with two another things, and I am calling this 2 as W and 4 as B. What is the meaning of it? I will be telling you. Don't worry. Because eventually I know that what Anjali and Rahul were doing, Anjali and Rahul were just finding these two numbers, 2 and 4. And if they can fit the exact number, they will find the solution. So can't I say that machine needs to find this W and B? Interesting. If you don't get it, that is perfectly fine. If you get till this point, this is okay. But if something is not clicking your mind, believe me, just see this webinar video again. Maybe in a couple of days, I will be putting this on YouTube also for you. But if I give the same problem to machine and machine has come up with this line, what I need to tell? Machine, you have predicted the wrong solution. Because what it is doing, it is saying that for the number of years of experience of 2 years, right? You are getting how much salary? You are getting 3 lakhs, which was absolutely wrong, right? For 2 years, you should get approximately 8 lakhs. It means that whatever the machine is doing, it is doing wrong, right? But machine can start from any line, right? It means that there must be somebody who can guide machine that this line is not correct. Maybe you need to move a little bit up, because right now what machine is saying, for 0 years of experience, it is saying that the salary is 2 lakhs. No, it is 4 lakhs for 0. It means that machine haven't started well. If the machine has started well also, still it is predicting this line, right? So one thing, we need to teach machine how to move this line up or down. Interesting, right? And how we can teach machine this line to move up or down, because this is represented by 4 right now. Our exact solution, which is the red line, is started at 4 and machine started at 2, right? If we want to tell machine move up, we want to say increase the value of this b, right, this number. Because right now what machine is predicting, machine is saying this number is 2, which is absolutely wrong, right? It means that if we want to tell machine to move up or down, we need to inform increase the value of b if you want to move up, decrease the value of b if you want to go down. Because for example, machine can start from here also. It is saying for 0 number of 0 years of experience, or the pressure, the salary is 9 lakh. No, it is not meeting my data. It means that now you have to tell, or machine need to understand it has started wrong. It means that it needs to go down. It means that right now the value of b is 9. We have to move it down to 4. It means that machine is looking for somebody who can guide it. The first thing is the value of b. The value of b is going to dictate how much your salary is when you have 0 years of experience, right? Interesting. Now the second parameter is again interesting. Let me draw it with another color, maybe the purple color. Suppose this machine has started with the exact value of b, means 4, but it is tilted wrong. The steepness is wrong, right? It means that I need to tell machine, you are wrong here. You started well, your b value is correct, which is 4, right? But you need to move or tilt yourself a little bit in upward direction. And machine is going to say, is it fine? I will say, no, it is not fine. Move it more. And eventually it can reach right here, the correct solution. It means that if machine need to come up with this solution, believe me, it needs something which can guide us, which can guide it to move the line up or down. And the second thing, it needs something which can make or which can help her in tilting upward direction or downward direction. Believe me, this W, whatever you are seeing, this number 2 is that tilt, right? And this 4 is that how much you want to move this machine up or down. For example, and I'm giving you very interesting example, right? Suppose this value in case of 2, you have said this value is say 100. Suppose if that is the case, then for 1 year experience, guys, the salary is going to be 100 into 1 plus 4, 104 lakhs, 1 crore rupees, right? Which might be somewhere here, means out of this screen itself. Let's not take the example of 100. Maybe let's take the example, say 5, or maybe say 10. So 10 into 1 plus 4 is equal to 14 lakhs. It means that you are going to say for 1 year experience, the salary is going to be 14 lakhs. It means that your line will be like this. See, who is denoting this tilt? If we increase this value of W, it means that we are controlling how much tilted this line is. And if we are controlling the value of B, we are saying how much from where this line should start. As simple as that, guys. You have to understand this, because eventually if you want machine to learn, machine can start from any value of W and B, right? And these W and B are any numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Infinite numbers are there. You cannot ask machine to guess, right? Because human can do that. Machine can't do that, right? Out of infinity numbers, how it is going to find that this W is equal to 2 and B is equal to 4. This is the solution of my problem, which is the salary problem, right? And this W is equal to 30 and B is equal to 10 for my housing problem. Eventually, machine has to just find these two numbers. Remember, W is how much you are going to tilt the line. B is how much you are going to, and believe me, if you just give 5 minutes of thought in it, it is not difficult at all. It is not even mathematics at all. But believe me, at the end, you'll come to know these W and B are You have read it somewhere in your high school. As simple as that. So we just discussed that if there is any way through which machine can predict this value of W and B, then we do not need humans to predict this value. We do not need Anjali. We do not need Rahul, who came across the solution, right? But who is going to guide this machine that if you have started with this line, you have to go a little bit up, or you need to make more tilt or down tilt, right? Because machine can predict this line also, the red color line. And there must be somebody, some algorithm which can say that go a little bit down, right? And now we are going to discuss that. But one question should come to your mind is that, Mr. Vishnu, this is fine, whatever you just said. But real problems are not like that. Real problems are not on the straight line. In real problems, you will be finding that the salary of a 2.5-year-old employee is this much. Then graph is here, right? Interesting. These are the points in the real life. But that is what we are going to discuss in upcoming classes. If we have points which are not on straight line, eventually we have to figure out a pattern. And that pattern finding is just finding this W and B. Believe me, if we understand these foundations, if you understand these fundamentals, we are going to use this fundamental for calculating the difficult problems, or the problem which is having the points not on the straight line. Because if this is the straight line, machine could have easily predicted the value. But the real logic is, if you have a data which is not forming the straight line, if you do not get it, that is perfectly fine. If you do not get whatever I said in last 1 minute, that is perfectly fine. Believe me. Now, if you see here, we just came to know that now the machine job is to predict this W and B. W is representing how much line is tilt. B is representing from where to start on this axis, y-axis, right? So what I'm drawing here is I am drawing machine prediction number 1 and machine prediction number 2. So this is my years, number of years, right? Experience. And this is my salary. This is my original data. But when machine started doing it, right? Machine come to know that what if I put W is equal to 1 and B I will remain as constant, which is the 4. What is going to happen? Believe me, if that is the case, you will come across these number. Means if W is equal to 1, your prediction of this machine is 4, right? If W is equal to 1 at number of 1 years of experience, it is going to be 5, 6, 7. And if I draw this line will be like this. Do you think this is the solution? No, the solution was actually this one. This one was my solution, right? And machine has predicted the value of W is equal to 1 and B is equal to 4. How? It has predicted, maybe it has just started with a random number. It likes W is equal to 1 and B equal to 4. And when it likes a random number, it is a problem, right? Right now, machine is saying for 3 years experience, guys, the salary is 7 lakhs, but actually for 3 years, it should be 10 lakhs. So there is a difference of 3 lakhs, right? If machine give me this solution, machine is not accurate. Here, the difference is of 2 lakhs. Here, the difference is of 1 lakh, right? And suppose in other case, machine has predicted the value of W as 4 and B suppose is 4. See the difference now. Machine is saying that if you have 1 year of experience, your salary is going to be 8 lakhs. If you have 2 years of experience, your salary is going to be 12 lakhs and more, right? If that is the case, if machine has predicted this green line, it is wrong. If it's predicted the red line, it is wrong because of these errors, whatever we are getting. Machine has to predict this. But now we know, right? If machine is predicting this thing, right? I have to tell the machine, or somebody or some algorithm has to tell the machine, go a little bit down. If machine has predicted this value, I have to say, go a little bit up. And on what basis I have to say? I have to just calculate whatever machine has predicted the salary. Here, the salary in data is actually, suppose for 3 years of experience, it is 10, and machine is predicting it as 7, right? I have to calculate this difference. If this difference is there, I just need to minimize this distance, right? What is this distance? This distance is the difference in salary. The actual salary is 10 lakhs in the table, and machine is saying it is 7 lakhs. So there is a difference of 3 lakhs. And if there is a difference of 3 lakhs, I can, or an algorithm can guide the machine. There is a difference. You just need to move a little bit up. And if the machine moved a little bit up, it is going to be 2 lakhs. And then I will say, still there is a problem. Then machine is also going to be moving up until unless it will reaches to here, right? But we need some guide which can guide the machine. As simple as that, right? Really simple. If you do not get it, that is perfectly fine. Or if the machine is on the green line, you can still say that you are far away from predicting the real values. Just go down. And how we can make a machine up or down, right? For example, in case of W is equal to 1, we are going to say machine, just increase the W, maybe increase the W to 1.5, maybe increase the W to 2, right? And we have given this problem to Anjali, which is our mathematics champion. Anjali is saying, see, we have been doing mathematics from 200 years. This solution was right there. If that is the problem, believe me, there is an algorithm for it, right? What exactly we are doing here? For example, if you know OSPF in computer networking, you all know that we always go for shortest cost. For example, if we want to go to our office from our house, and if there are 3 ways, our GPS is going to tell me the way which is going to take less time or number of kilometers or something, right? And we call it as a cost. GPS is going to tell us something which will result into the lower cost. Do you think we are just finding the same thing here? We want to minimize the cost, right? So next board, it might not be that intuitive, but be with me, right? Because what I'm doing here in this 1 hour session, I'm explaining 6 hours of machine learning. And it is absolutely fine that until this point, if you get around 50% of whatever I said in last 5 boards, it is more than enough for me, because I am absolutely sure if you watch this video again, it is going to be 100% without any doubt, right? So now the time is how machine will know whether if machine has given this line as a solution, how it is come to know that whether it moves to be a little bit up or down, right? Whether it moves tilt upwards or tilt downwards. And it's going to be very, very interesting, right? So overall, machine will come to know on the basis of cost. If cost is more, it means that it needs to adjust this tilt, right? Because this 3 lakhs, whatever is coming, is the cost, because it is 10 lakhs actually, and I am predicting it's 7 lakhs. So basically, machine is predicting the solution which is costly solution, which is giving a 3 lakhs, right? I need to minimize this cost by adjusting the value of tilt. And who is representing this tilt? This tilt is representing by W. I am presuming that I am started with 4, right? And here in the next board, I would like to tell you that how it is going to be done, right? So here basically I have explained. So this was my solution for sure, right? And this was the solution predicted by the machine, which is wrong. And whatever the difference between them is actually the cost. Here the cost difference was 3 lakhs. And if you calculate the W for this line, the W was actually 1. It means that we need to increase the W to decrease the cost. W means we need to increase the tilt so that it can move a little bit up towards the green line. As simple as that, right? And now just consider whatever the machine is going to predict. Machine will be predicting this W value and B value. And suppose the B is, because to make it a little bit less complex, suppose machine has already calculated B, which is 4. Now we have to calculate this tilt or this W, right? And you can easily calculate. You just need to reduce this cost. You just need to move this line up. And if you are moving this line up, you know that if I increase this W, then this line will be moving up. If I decrease this W, this line will be moving down. If this W is equal to 0, believe me, this line will be like this. Interesting, right? Means the number of years of experience is 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. The salary is going to be always 4. It means the W cannot be 0 here in this case for sure. Because what is the difference between then the fresher and the experienced guys of maybe 15, 16 years? Both are getting the same salary. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is now I have to reduce this cost, right? And I want to check if I increase or decrease this W, what happens to this cost? And that is what I have done in the next board, which is very, very interesting. And by the way, if your reaction to this is exactly the reaction of Mr. Rahul, that is perfectly fine. Anjali is doing this. Anjali is our mathematics champion, and Rahul is taking help from him. Anjali, I didn't get what you just said. What are you drawing here? Anjali is saying, listen, Mr. Rahul, we just understood that the cost, right? Whatever this line is drawn by the machine and the actual solution, right? We have to just minimize this cost. And how I'm going to minimize this cost? If I move this line to the actual solution, right? So Anjali has drawn this cost. By the way, now this is not salary. This is the cost. If we increase the W, what exactly happens? Suppose W is really small. Believe me, this cost is huge. And when you increase the W in this direction, the cost is coming down. At a certain point, it will reach the minimum. It means that we need to find this W. This W we were talking about, because at the end of the day, the equation of the line was Wx plus B. From the beginning, Rahul was just finding these two numbers, and we are presuming this number is 4 in case of salary. Machine is just need to find this number W, at which the cost is minimum, right? And by the way, in mathematics, Anjali said that we can do it. Suppose machine started with this W value, and suppose this W value is suppose 0.5. And if we calculate the cost is too much here, right? What I'm going to do, I am going to increase this W, right? So that cost decreases. At a particular point, it will be almost zero somewhere. If that is the case, this is the point where W will give me the exact value. And believe me, it is the point W is equal to 2, as simple as that. But if you don't know, if you are finding it difficult, Mr. Vishnu, how machine will start with any W and come to know about the zero? This is actually one algorithm which is known as gradient descent. And to understand that, we need to talk about little bit maths, not too much. But believe me, the whole sole point is, if you start with this W, this algorithm is going to be there for you, which is going to tell that no, do not increase more W. It is going to increase the cost. Now you need to decrease the value of W to come to this point. If you are at this W, it is going to say you have to increase the value of W to come at this point. Believe me, it is already there. We have been doing this mathematics for so long. And if you do not get this board, that is perfectly fine. But I'm 100% sure that if you spend 1 hour in again watching this video, you will get it. And if your reaction is like this, that is perfectly fine, because this is your first encounter of machine learning. Now, what just happened, guys? Machine has just learned the value of W without even consulting this with Rahul. So what we are doing here, we will give machine a data, a table, and now Rahul and Anjali are not coming into picture. Machine is going to tell you, here is the formula, y is equal to 2x plus 4 for your problem of employees versus their salary. That is the case. Now machine, if you can give that, what is the salary at 1.5, or maybe for 17-year-old or 17 years experience employee, it can tell. The interesting thing is, from the data, machine can calculate it. Machine have already calculated y is equal to 2x plus 4. Machine has already calculated the value of W and 2. How? With the help of all these things, whatever we have just discussed. If you don't get it, that is perfectly fine. This board, if you don't get it, that's perfectly fine. But the algorithm exists, already existed from last 100 years. I hope you find this little bit intrigued and little bit interesting also, right? But the overall, this is what machine learning is: learning from data. And now this is, if I talk about artificial intelligence, which I was talking, it's everywhere, right? Artificial intelligence is the full spectrum. Means if machines are thinking like humans, we are calling it an artificial intelligence, right? It can be through any if else statement, it can imagine logic or anything, right? But if machine is learning from the data, Believe me, that is machine learning. And it is the sum part, means if you consider artificial intelligence as a full circle, machine learning is just a subset or part of it. And it is the first step to learn machine learning, so artificial intelligence. Believe me, once we are good, once we have spent 12 classes in machine learning, we can talk about neural network or deep learning and all the magic which you are seeing right now, right? AI is going to take our jobs, so many things, right? AI is also the girlfriend or boyfriend for many. This is coming from deep learning, which is going to be the second step of learning artificial intelligence. If you are good with respect to machine learning, then you can think, because deep learning is just a subset of machine learning. And here you are going to see all the LLMs, generative AI, chat GPTs, or whatever you are seeing right now. See, we do not need to be coder to understand what is exactly happening inside AI, right? For example, I give this with simple thing, right? If we want to understand BGP, which is a routing protocol, right? We do not need to code it, but we still understand it so that our foundations are strong so that we can understand the customer requirement and implement the BGP network, right? The same thing here also. We are not going to code, right? Everything, whatever is there, but we need to understand how the things are happening. But in this course, whatever the 12 classes we are going to offer, I believe me, whatever I'm going to teach you in the 12 classes or 12 hours, the code is going to be so much simple, only 5 or 6 lines, because everything is done by these machine learning engineers, but we need to understand what is happening behind the scene, right? Last 2 minutes, that's it. Now the question arises, why a network engineer or a doctor or anybody should understand machine learning. First thing first, if I would like to tell you that if you consider a doctor without machine learning, if he doesn't understand machine learning or machine learning application, right, he can see the symptoms of this girl and cure it, right? But if he knows machine learning, applications of machine learning, he can predict that basically after 1 year you are going to see this problem in your body, because this is what machine is predicting on the basis of the inputs, or the machine is predicting on the basis of some of the tests. The problem is not now, the problem is going to be later, right? Why the QR code again? The QR code is again that if you find it interesting, right? Because everybody is going to have at least this much knowledge about machine learning to be relevant in the long term. Why? For example, if you see that most of the companies nowadays are hiring machine learning engineers or AI engineers, they are calling them, right? What exactly they are doing? Suppose you are working for a networking company or a company where the network is there and you are a network engineer, right? They are going to optimize everything, whatever you are doing, but they are not able to understand these logs, SNMP traps, BGP flaps, right? Who is going to understand them? You as a network engineer, right? And if you know that how to utilize this data to make some pattern, by the way, that is what the machine learning engineer is going to do. And that is where you are going to bridge this gap. It means that you are irreplaceable in your company if you are a good network engineer with some form of machine learning knowledge, right? I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example from the network engineering world. Suppose we have an office here. This is my branch where 100 people or maybe 200 people sit, and we have this router, right? This router is connected to two different WAN connection, MPLS and internet. And now your boss come to you, you are a network engineer and you know a little bit of machine learning, which we are going to teach in this course, right? If that is the case, you can say the boss is coming that nowadays sometimes my MPLS and basically everything is connected to the data center. So the employee go to the data center to access some of the applications, right? And the CEO is saying most of the time I see that the connection is slow to the data center application. And he has given this form to you and you are collecting all the data, at which days it is happening, at what time it is happening, what is the traffic percentage, right? And believe me, with all this data, you feed into the machine learning algorithm and you came across a point that in a month, on these days, basically the link utilization is 85%, MPLS link utilization at 85%, only in 3 days of the month, right? And exactly at this time, you know the things in advance. And this is what actually Cisco and many vendors are doing. They are just introducing the machine learning capabilities into their products. Interesting, right? And if you know in advance that out of these 3 days at this time, if the link utilization is 85%, you do not need to move. You do not need to say that we need more bandwidth. You can just say that during this time, I will be moving the traffic towards internet, because eventually over the IPsec tunnels, it is also connected to the data centers. Maybe you are using SD-WAN. This is just one of the example that how machine learning is going to be important for you as a network engineer if you know the things. By the way, in this webinar, if I talk in terms, see, I haven't used any terms, but now if I use terms, believe me, what you just have learned, you learned supervised learning, supervised machine learning, and a specific thing is linear regression algorithm. You learn gradient descent. You learn weights and biases. So basically, W was the weight, which is how much the line is tilted. B was the bias. Means if you have 0 years of experience, how much your salary would be, right? If you basically, in case of housing example, that number 10 is that basically, uh, if it's 0 square feet, right? Maybe the house of the size, maybe the plot size, you can say that to just go into this society, you need to pay 10 lakhs before buying, right? That is the bias. You just all these things you just learned. I haven't used any complex word because the terminology brings in complexity. But believe me, once we understand the concept, and then we are going to give it a name. Okay. So this was the whole soul thing. Now I am open for any question, whatever you have in your mind, right? So by the way, just to let you know, uh, you can just raise your hand and ask the question. Anybody? Mr. Patil, Milind Patil, please go ahead and ask your question. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Mm. Mhm. Yeah, 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 yes. Actually, Milind, whatever the question which you have asked, right? This is the problem of almost everybody. It is not the problem of network engineer. It is the problem of everyone, software engineer, even the managers, senior managers, directors, everybody, right? So now the expectations is more that I'm a network engineer. Maybe I'm good with routing. Maybe I'm good with data center also. Yeah, don't worry. That's what I'm going to explain, right? So 4 months back, even I was scared, and that is why I decided. Mostly, we are scared because we see AI right now as a magic. We give some input and it produces the output. We do not know what it is doing actually, right? And the best way to remove fear is to understand whatever is haunting you. For example, if you go back in time, maybe 10,000, 12,000 years back, or maybe 5,000 years back, right? When this human sees rain, a lot of rain, right? They didn't know about it, right? That what is happening when they see the sun, when they see the wind, they didn't know, right? So then basically some people must have thought about them, give it a thought, learn about them, and then they started. Previously, they had a fear, then the fear is gone. The same thing is happening just now, right now. AI, most of us do not know AI, right? But it is just changing our life. And one change, which is just mentioned by Mr. Milind Patil, what just happened? For a network engineer, maybe he can understand routing and switching and data center. Maybe he will be good in these two fields after 10 years of experience. There is no doubt about it. But nowadays, everybody's saying that you need to learn cloud, maybe automation, maybe security, maybe SQL queries, and so on. How a single person can do all these things? How a single person can be expert? Maybe I can expert in these two things. There is no doubt about it. But now, as I would say, there has been always survival of the fittest. What is the meaning of fittest? Fittest is you need to continuously improve yourself. And now the question arises, how? Believe me, you do not need to spend 10 years in every technology here. Just spend maybe, I call it 20 to 25 hours rule. Just spend 20 to 25 hours in cloud. With your knowledge of routing and switching and data center, plus this 25 hours of cloud, you will be good. You can say that, yes, I have worked in cloud. If you get a project, you can read more on it. You do not need to be developer as a network engineer, but you should understand the basic script. That is why you should spend 20 to 25 hours in network automation, 20 to 25 hours in security, maybe 10 hours in SQL, maybe in anything, right? You do not need to be expert in this, but you need to understand what exactly is going on. For example, you can say that I am a data center engineer. I know VXLAN well. I know how to create the VLANs and so many things, right? But if you are a real architect, if you are real experienced, then you should understand how you are going to secure this data center. At least you should know that how, where I'm going to place this firewall. And that is where this 20 to 25 hours of security knowledge is enough. Believe me, you do not need to be expert in every field. You just need to be expert in a couple of fields, which I think you are, and then spend some time. And in this AI world where we have lots and lots of help, believe me, Chat GPT, Grok, these are help. If you are just using their free version, believe me, you are missing a lot. I would say just have at least one or two paid version. This is going to be your assistant, assistant which is having more than 500 points in IQ. A general human being is maybe 150, 120, or 100. Use it. You do not need to expert in all the things. This is what I have to say for this. Okay. And mhm, mhm. Yes, and then I would say instead of fearing away and going away from the basically if you have a fear of AI, that's what, learn it, because it took me around 4 months, right? Because there were so many barriers. Mathematics was there, and that's what I came to know, that in our early days, in school days, we were just solving questions, right? I got the essence of mathematics just now, and believe me, if I get it, you all will get it, because I think I have this skill to make uh, these concepts really simple. Having said that, Mr. Jose, you can ask your question. Jose Rodriguez, please go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you. Hmm. Yeah, even in my job, so basically, I work as an architect in Cisco. So most of the things like creating LLDs, creating HLDs, it is going to be automated in maybe a couple of years or maybe within 6 months, right? So there are certain fields for network engineer which are always going to be shine in upcoming years, and one such field is cybersecurity. So if you are good with routing and switching data center, I would say just learn security fundamentals. It is going to be there because AI comes with its pros and cons. And the second thing which I would say is that nobody knows that what is going to be impact. For example, if we just go back in time, in around 1990s, right? When India brought the computers in, there was so much of fear in everybody's mind, right? That this is going to take our job. But what exactly came after 1990s? You know that there is a IT revolution, right? And instead of losing, means people lost job definitely at that point of time. And this is going to happen this time also. That there is going to be an era, maybe 1 to 2 years, people are going to lose their job and then they will skill up with whatever is coming at that point. Nobody can predict that once these AI is fully matured in maybe 2 to 3 or maybe in upcoming 10 years, what would be the nature of job is. But I would say if you have just one mindset, if you know that whatever comes to me, right, I will learn it and I will implement. I will learn it. If you have this kind of attitude, doesn't matter whether it's 1990s computers are coming, right, or whether it's 2025 AI is coming. If you have this mindset, nobody is going to beat you. This is the mindset of people who are fittest, and there is going to be survival of only fittest. So just change. See, it is not going to be the case that after the see what people were using previously or doing previously, they did engineering of 4 years, and After that 4 year of engineering, they were doing a job for next 20 or maybe 30 years. Maybe they just learned BGP and TCP, and now and they have done job for 20 to 30 years. It is not going to be the case now. You have to be continuous. You need to be in continuous learning stage. This is the whole sole point. That is what I'm saying, 20 to 25 hours. But I feel, right? I feel cybersecurity is going to be the thing which is coming next. Yeah. Jose? There is no, means why we are looking for escape itself, right? We are, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. That's why, see, now you have, but one thing you also have with you, right? You have a IQ man of 500, right? Which is going to be your assistant. So basically, whatever is coming on your way, you can easily get onto it, right? And that is what, if you learn only 20 to 25 hours of maybe in any field like security, right? Then you are good. You're good enough to just ask your assistant the relevant question. The problem is people do not even know the relevant questions. If you are 100% blind on this ChatGPT, this tool is so confident that sometimes it is giving you a wrong, absolutely wrong information, but in a super confident manner, right? But if you have that 20 to 25 hours of knowledge with from the books from somewhere, right, then you can effectively utilize these tools. So I would again say, and it is everywhere, right? It's not, I'm saying, it is not the one the AI who is going to take your job. It is the one who know AI is going to take the job, right? And machine learning is the first step in doing that. Anybody else? I think Mr. Saksham Dwivedi has a question. Sakshamji, please ask your question. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Good morning, Saksham. Go ahead, please. Okay. See, I really do not have any idea of the AI ML curriculum, but believe me, there are so many very good courses available. Like I started from Stanford University's. Mr. Andrew Ang is a person who is my kind of a mentor in this, right? I am reading all of his courses. Then there are some books like How Machine Thinks, and go step by step. You have 4 years, right? Go step by step. You just start with maybe the machine learning, then basically go to deep learning. And believe me, guys, if you understand machine learning, which is the first step, deep learning is going to blow your mind. So step by step, there must be some curriculum definitely, which is your school is suggesting. But I would say just follow some of the gold, which is right there into these universities like Stanford and other universities. It's right there. The courses are available absolutely free of cost. But yes, it takes some time to get them. You need perseverance to do that. Means you need to read books, you need to, or maybe it would be great if you can just follow this course itself. Uh, it is going to be in simple terms and it will be giving you the direction itself that how to proceed further. Anybody else? I think there are some questions in chat. Some people are asking. Yes, yes, yes. I would suggest, or better, basically than mine. The reason is because I'm going to simplify it even more. But it's up to you. Now, people are asking about the timings of the class. Timings are going to be from 7:30. So this will be in Hindi as well as English, right? From 7:30 to 9 p.m. IST in weekdays. I think there are going to be 3 classes: Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? 7:30 to 9 p.m. for Hindi, and from 9 to 10:30 is going to be for English, the same days. So it is not 1 hour class because I always keep at least half an hour for my audience because audience ask a lot of questions, and that is what makes these courses pretty good. So these are the timings, and as I think somebody's asked about the price also. So the price of this course is 4,000. As I mentioned, if you do it today, it is going to be on 25% discount. You will be getting Python along with it, Python for network engineers, right? Which is itself is a 5,000 rupees course. And then if you do not like the course, even in the 12th class, you can come and say, Vishnu, I will go and read from Stanford University rather learning from you. It would be means it's my pleasure that I will be refunding your money back. Having said that, If there is any question, please raise your hand and ask me anything. Anybody? Hindi में पूछो, English में पूछो, whatever you want. Mr. Vijay, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, Vijay. Actually, actually, I would say no prerequisite required here. Whatever the maths is required, right? We will be learning in the course itself. Okay, so that is why the 12 classes are there. That little bit of mathematics and then implementation. I'm not going to solve many questions on mathematics for sure, but I'll tell you the concepts that why we are. And believe me, as I mentioned, that in 11th or 12th days when we were doing our high schools or something, we were just solving questions without understanding the concept. This is the time now to understand the concept and how those concepts are applied in machine learning. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. So basically, whatever we have just learned, right? Y is equal to WX plus B, or salary is equal to 2 into number of years plus 4. This is exactly your machine learning model. People say, na, what is the model? This is the machine learning model, right? And when they say we have to train it, the training means you machine is actually learning from the table which we have 1 2 3 4. Although the machine has thousand or 1 lakhs of these rows, even in the neural network case, the chat gpt case, these are many rows, or too much of data. Where so basically we take this data. So what exactly machine we're doing in our whatever we have learned today, machine were taking this data and come across this equation or come across these two numbers w and b, right? So these are the weights, and what we are doing in chat gpt, we are just adjusting the weights, right? Although this is depends on neural network, which we will be learning in next. So to answer your question, yes, this is completely different. This is not the apis. Okay, perfect. Now Pratyadeep ji, please go ahead and ask your question. Mr. Pratyadeep. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for asking this, right? So what we are going to do is we will do a small or maybe couple of small projects in this, right? And this is not going to be as expensive as GNS or EVNG could be, because you need to be having uh, um, very computer intensive machine. Here, whatever we are going to do, we will be doing on Jupyter Notebook, right? And the next question can come that we do not know Python. You do not need to be, right? Right now you have a chat GPT with you. Whatever I am going to write, I will explain those simple. For example, if I want to create a loop, if I want to define a variable, see, I am also a network engineer like you, right? Who came into network engineering field so that I do not need to code. But after some time, you all know that the world is changing, and that is why I learn Python. And you do not need to be developer to learn Python. Maybe 20 25 hours, and that's what I'm giving the free course for you. But that is not the prerequisite. The whole sole point is whatever we are going to learn. For example, the graph which Anjali was showcasing you, right? We have created that graph in Python itself, in Jupyter Notebook, right? Very simple. Whatever the algorithm we are going to learn, as I mentioned, that these 12 classes, whatever I'm going to teach you, the code to implement those 12 classes is only maybe 7 or 8 lines, right? Because there are already machine learning engineers who have written this code. You just need to use them. So we will be doing it. We will be taking a small project, right? And whatever the concept we will be, for example, how we are able to draw this graph, then how we are able to calculate the cost, how we are going to reduce this cost, how we are going to implement gradient descent. All these things we will be seeing in action along with the theory also. Okay, perfect. Sangeeta ji, please go ahead and ask your question. Mhm, mhm. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, Sangeeta, for asking this question. And that is basically are going we are going to demystify in the 12 sessions. But if you're asking right now, see, as you know that we when we started, Rahul was just predicting these two number, right? Salary is equal to basically first thing first is this number two, and then basically number of years of experience plus this number B. This I am calling as W and this I am calling as P. So this is one specific type of machine learning which we are talking about. This is comes under the umbrella of supervised learning. Under the umbrella of supervised learning, this is just a linear regression. But this is not the only case. Some machine learning is going to tell you by seeing your email, they are going to tell you whether it's a spam or not. Right? While seeing your medical report, it is going to tell you whether some problem is there or not. Right? They can say this. So we are just talking about a very specific example in the machine learning, right? And by the way, believe me, salary of a person is not only going to be dependent on only number of years of experience, right? It is also depends on your skills. It is also depend on your certifications, whatever you have, and so many things other parameters are there, right? So believe me, I have just taken a very simple example, but the whole sole point, whatever you are doing, and the regression, whatever we have just learned is one of the major branch of machine learning, right? If we get the basics of it, because right now there is only one W, one weight, right? In complex examples, you are going to see many W's are there. Now your questions are, who is going to predict it? Believe me, machines are not humans. For example, Rahul was just calculating the pattern and came across this equation, right? Machine doesn't do that. Machine can't think like humans, and that is what the whole sole point of explain of this these courses are. Human, even see, if you talk about neural network, and it's one of the best studies, right? Neural network started with the feeling that human brain works on the basis of neurons, right, or the neuron cells. But we have developed the entire machine learning or deep learning network on this, but still human mind, when we came to the recent study and when we understand the recent studies, nobody is able to understand that whether it is still working in the neuron mode or basically through some other means we are not capable enough even in 2025 how our mind works, but we have created this complete neural network thing. So overall point here is if we see that humans are really different, and here what machine is doing is machine has to predict these two number only in this problem, W and B, and that is why we are using the mathematics. Machine can start with any W and B. W means, sorry, B means where to start, and W how tilted it is. My solution is this one. There is an algorithm. The algorithm name is gradient descent, and we will explain it in the fourth or fifth class that how it is going to work, which will exactly tell this machine that machine, you are exactly wrong at this point. Your solution is not this. This is not the W and B we are looking for. The solution might be somewhere here. If that is the case, you need to increase your tilt or decrease your tilt. Who is going to tell? This algorithm, which is known as gradient descent, and it's very simple. We'll tell you in fourth or fifth class. Sangeeta ji. Mhm. Yeah. The answer is because this W can be any number from 0 to infinity. This B can be any number from 0 to infinity. We have to begin from somewhere, right? Machine is not human. It cannot think like human. So it will say, I will start from 5 value of W and 4 value of B, suppose. Now there is a guide for the machine. And that is why these machine learning algorithms are so computer intensive. Because one way is to try with every possible value of 0, 0, 0.1, sorry, W, 0.1, 0.2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, so many values, right? And one is so that I can have some guide who will guide me. If I started from 5, it is going to tell me that whether I need to go down, means 5 towards 4, or towards up 6. This is the algorithm. Because machine can't know that from where to start. Yes, but you will be amazed to see this algorithm, which is known as gradient descent, which I have explained as a blindfolded boy, which is on some height, how it is going to come down. Okay, so you will be amazed to see that only mathematics is there behind the scene, and that mathematics is only 10th to 12th standard mathematics. Believe me, if you understand that, then it is going to be very easy. And what are the concepts we are encountering while learning, we will be definitely telling you. Okay, Mr. Vikas, please go ahead. No worry. So yeah, so problems. See, when you see this complete lecture, today's lecture, right? I'll tell you one thing. The problems comes, and then we start thinking for a solution. See, previously we were very happy. Anjali and Rahul were pretty happy. They were calculating the pattern and they were feeding the machine. Machine will telling the answer, right? Then Anjali went one step advance. She's saying, "Can machine thinks? Can machine think?" Right? And then she is thinking that just machine need to predict W and B. That is it. How portion, then she's thinking aloud because she know mathematics. She come to know about the cost function, right? And the cost function was like this: we have to reach the value of W at this point. And believe me, all the mathematics, whatever you are seeing in machine learning, it was developed 100 or 200 years ago. We were not able to utilize it. It's just happening, right? With the with this computing power and the data, now we are using machine learning algorithm. The algorithm was, and you will be amazed to see what we want to do here. If we start from any point, we just need to come here, right? When we went back and see in mathematics, the solution was already there. I'll tell you in machine learning that this is nothing but the differentiation. We have to calculate this point, differentiation at this point. But that is what I do not want to introduce terms, right? Without including differentiation, first of all, I will explain that how exactly this is, how you are going to reach here. Then I'll tell you that who is going to tell you the direction. So if you're asking me which algorithm to know, there are multiple algorithms now for this problem, gradient descent, and one is basically you can solve the matrix itself, right? You can use both of them to come up with the same solve. But if this is the problem, there are maybe couple of maybe 3 or 4 algorithms are there to solve, right? You can use any. How you're going to decide between them? Whoever is taking the less time on your specific data. Okay, because perfect. Anybody? Yes, yes. There are some metrics, definitely matrices. Anybody else? Any other question? Let me read the question in chat itself. Thank you so much, Prakash. You are saying that you have already. Is ML courses in just can you please share the agenda course content? See the course content and everything you can see here, right? You just need to go to my website. It's very easy, guys. Let me bring the browser itself here. You just need to go to www.bridgewhy.com. And okay, okay, you need to go here. Just click on this machine learning and everything I have written here. Oh, this is IPv6. So sorry for that. I will go to home. Uh, register now, and basically machine learning from scratch, right? And whatever I'm going to teach in those 12 classes, everything is right here. Okay, so right now the 25% discount coupon you can see here, just do a buy now from here and you will be getting the discount of 1,000 rupees. And then I think somebody was asking another question. So machine need algorithm to find, I think I have given answer. Could you please share the class timings? I have done. Sir, I plus class 12, I think we have done. We are done with that. So thank you so much, guys, for yeah. Please go ahead. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yes, yes, yes. So all these classes we will put on our portal, right? When you register, you will get the course access. So whatever I do, I will record it and I will put it there. So all the classes will be in Hindi and English. We don't charge for language. You can attend any class, Hindi or English. So this is from 7:30 to 9, and this is from 9 to 10:30. If you miss this one, you can have this. If you miss both, you can always see the recordings. Uh, so duration basically it will be available for 2 years. The entire thing. Perfect. You are right. You are right. So this is basically, I would say this is no brainer. Means if 50 people are still remaining after even 2 hours, then it is, believe me, it's no brainer. Just go and register. If you don't feel that the course is for you, just come to me, come to myself. Just ping me, call me that Vishnu, it didn't make sense. I was expecting something else from the machine learning, and I would be happy to return your money back. So that's why it's no brainer. Just go ahead and register for it. Anybody else? The, Yeah, so yes, this recording is also available, will be available. So this is going to be in the webinar session. Webinar section is a section on the website itself. Just go where I put all the webinar like IPv6, everything is there, right? I will put this in the webinar, but class one will of this course will be from 27th of August, which is I think Thursday. Okay, Tapanji, thank you. You are most welcome. Mhm. Yes, yes. So before even this webinar, we have almost 130 people who have already registered for this course, and we have already made a WhatsApp group of those people, right? We will once you register, we will add you into this group, and this group is going to be vibrant group. You ask questions, people will answer. If no one answer, I will answer. Okay, perfect. So I haven't I think you won't believe in Cisco. Basically, I am doing separately these sessions, and more than in Cisco itself, more than 1,500 people are coming for these 10 classes. So I think it is something which everybody wants to learn, because if we have a fear of something, let's learn it to remove that fear. This is what I wanted to say. Anybody else, if any doubt, any question, please go ahead. Otherwise, enjoy your Sunday, guys, and I'm extremely sorry to take 1 hour and 51 minutes from your Sunday. But if you want to learn something, you need to spend time. Thank you so much. See you in live classes if you register. Otherwise, see you in some other sessions. Bye for now.